What would you ladies say is worse, a man cheating or a woman cheating? Which form of infidelity would you consider worse?
Same.
I think it's equal.
Equal?
Equal.
Yeah.
I think it's equal, and if you want me to elaborate, I think it's like, why are you cheating? Is the other, you're not being fulfilled? Like, so I think it kind of goes both ways. If the man is, there's no, it's about the reasoning. It's not about the gender. It's about why you did it.
I think it's a woman.
Yeah, I was gonna go off of that. I mean, statistically, women cheat emotionally, and I feel like when women cheat, it's like deeper than that, but it is equal. That cheating's wrong.
If it's deeper than that, you still feel like it's equal?
I feel like when women cheat, there's like, I feel like men generally, it's mostly about sex, and women, it's like they're not being emotionally fulfilled.
Okay.
So it hurts harder maybe for the woman when they got to that level, but I think cheating's wrong on both ends, so no one's right.
What would you say?
Yeah, equal.
Equal? And you say equal?
I would say women, it is more emotional. That's what I would gather from what I've witnessed over time.
And you said equal?
Yeah, I think equal. Yeah,
Equal.
I think it's worse when the woman cheats.
Well, of course
And
it's
I think, and not because I'm being biased towards myself, but I think it's worse when the woman cheats because, one, most women cheat for emotional reasons. They're emotionally dissatisfied, and most of the time they fall in love with the guy that they're cheating with, and the relationship ends. Whereas a guy, if you know guys are cheating just to have sex, most women still can find forgiveness and proceed forward with the relationship. So ultimately, the way I'm framing it is, if a woman cheats, the relationship ends. If a man cheats, the relationship doesn't necessarily end. And let me add the final variable. When a woman cheats, she risks getting deleted.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh, what?
Okay,
When
well,
a woman?
where you went off on a tangent, there's a difference between, you're asking the difference between emotional cheating and physical cheating. Both men and women can do.
No, I just said which is worse.
Because you're bringing it back to what I said about emotional cheating versus physical cheating, which both genders do both. Just women have a more preference for emotional cheating than men, but men can still emotionally cheat.
Yeah, but they don't. They rarely do.
But
Then why were you telling her she should leave the guy? Then what's the problem with her and that guy then? Why shouldn't she go back to him?
I said she should cut him off if she wants to
Why?
get over him.
But why should she get over him? Why shouldn't she just be with him?
I didn't say she couldn't. I never said that. You didn't hear me say that.
But then why should she cut him off?
I think
because she says she doesn't want to be with him.
But why doesn't she want to be with him?
because they're
I don't know.
besties for life.
I have no
And when she has a new boyfriend,
Yeah, you tried to
he's
get
still gonna
me
be
with a
her
trap.
bestie
I
for
didn't
life.
say that. I didn't say that at all.
So
But
you think
I
she
think-
should go back and be with him?
honestly, I think they're going to end up together anyway.
Just
But
to
do you think
circle
it
back,
would be good for her to be with him? Based on his behavior?
I don't disagree.
fine.
Yeah,
It's
I
neutral.
don't,
we don't know
I
everything.
disagree.
Guys. Just to
Yeah, I
circle
don't have
back,
enough details.
your point is kind of why it was difficult to see it as, because I know men, like the sex thing is different from like the emotion thing, right? Like if a woman cheats, it's emotion when a man cheats. So that's why it would make it difficult in my head, because I'm like, okay, he's not like in love with this other girl. Like
Exactly.
he just
Could
wants.
be. It's like, that's the thing. It's not cut and dry. We just, based on our genders and our needs and relationships, men can still emotionally cheat.
Yeah.
Yes, but they don't most of the time. That's what
But
I'm saying.
Men have families of multiple women, and they leave their wives for their mistresses. They still emotionally cheat.
like a
Yes,
midlife
but it's
crisis
a matter of what happens in actuality.
But
But
that's
do
what I'm
you
saying.
think that actually makes women feel any better or hurt any less?
I'm not talking about the
think
emotional
that-
state. I'm talking about
So
the
what's the
I'm talking
point?
about
Based on
I'm talking
gender.
about I'm talking about the outcome and what's more likely to happen versus what actually
Are you
happens.
talking
It's
about
about
like
gender.
what's worse is the consequence? Are you asking about like the
Yeah,
consequential
you can. Yeah, I'm
things
using
that-
I'm using
okay,
I'm using
so
the consequences to determine what actually
I
makes
was
it
under
worse.
the impression that you were asking, like, if a morality standpoint.
I don't
as
ask moral
opposed
questions,
To, as opposed to what consequences are worse when a man cheats
That's
or
it,
a
okay.
woman cheats.
Yes.
So I think it's just kind of like what you were looking
Yeah.
for.
Yeah,
I didn't understand. I
yeah,
thought it
what
was just like,
consequences
oh,
are worse?
like, is it worse
That's my
if a
fault.
woman
I assumed y'all would interpret it
Okay,
that
I
way.
get it, I
But
get it.
okay, yeah.
We
So
need
the
that
consequences,
clarification.
and that's why I said if a woman cheats, she's also more likely. I don't know if we can say it on stream, but she's also more likely to be deleted. Do you guys know what that means?
Clarify. Please.
I know what.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most most spousal deletions are due to perceived infidelity or actual infidelity.
So,
most
the
of the time,
woman deletes herself?
no, the man deletes the woman.
himself.
Yeah.
The man deletes the woman?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
In most cases where you hear about a spouse committing that act on their spouse and it's a male on female, is due to perceived infidelity or actual infidelity.
Well, the consequences are definitely going to be worse because, you know, although we live in a modern world and this and that, like if a woman cheats on a man, she is potentially putting her, you know, not only her safety, but also her well-being, her livelihood, you know, finances, her home, things like that, you know, all of that can go down the drain. So the consequences are much greater and women have much more to lose in a way if they were to cheat.
Yeah.
If that's what the kind of response
yes, you explained it perfectly.
You
explained it perfectly. Yes. Yeah.
I agree with like your answer, but I just don't think that a lot of women think that way. So when a man cheats on a woman, she thinks it's emotionally, which is why she takes it a lot harder.
Yeah, you're right. That's why that's even when I deal with clients, the number one thing women who have been cheated on will ask is if he loves her. A lot of women want to know, does he love her? Because women interpret male behavior in the same way they know they would do it or what it means when they do it. So she's wondering, why did he cheat on me? Is he emotionally dissatisfied? Am I not enough for him? Does he not love me? That's normally what they're thinking. And then I have to explain to them, no, not necessarily. Guys are just greedy. We have a preference for novelty. We want our cake and, you know, we want to have our cake, eat it too. So, yeah. But do you get it?
Why shouldn't men cheat then?
Who said they shouldn't?
I'm just saying, do you counsel men?
I counsel both.
Dude, so if it's no
Cheating's
big
bad.
deal, like they just do it because they're greedy, whatever, like it doesn't mean anything. Are you saying it doesn't mean anything if they cheat?
I'm saying it doesn't mean what women think it means.
So what does it mean?
Okay, so if a man cheats on a woman, if I'm dealing with a woman who has been cheated on, she wants to know, is the relationship hanging in the balance? Does this guy not love her anymore?
I'm asking you, what does it mean if a man cheats?
Most of the time, he's just cheating because the opportunity presented itself. He just want to get his rocks off.
So it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he's going to leave the relationship.
So then why shouldn't he do it if it doesn't mean anything? Why shouldn't a man cheat if it doesn't mean anything?
Yeah.
Well, morally, it can be emotionally damaging.
Why it doesn't mean anything?
To the woman.
Yeah, to the woman. I'm speaking objectively.
But why?
The woman doesn't perceive it that way. The woman doesn't perceive it that way.
So do you counsel men and tell them it's fine to cheat? Oh, the only reason men shouldn't cheat is because women will interpret it wrong? The only reason men shouldn't cheat is because women will interpret it the wrong way.
The sense of betrayal, yeah, you don't want your partner to feel betrayed.
That is a wild thing to say.
It is, but it's reality. I'm a realist.
It's not reality.
So do you think all men
what's the reality?
It does mean something.
So go ahead.
It does mean something.
What does it mean?
Because other men would say that it does mean something.
What does it mean?
There are other men who would say, yeah, it means something. It's not just women who will say that.
What does it mean?
It means he's not loyal. He's not faithful. I'm not saying...
He's not disciplined.
Yeah, he's not disciplined. He doesn't have self-control. He's putting himself over you.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's wrong. What's the point of having a relationship if people are just going to like act like that?
But you framed it that way, though. That's what you said. I asked the question about what's worse. You just added all those different factors. Well, you just said, should a man cheat? I didn't say he should. I explained why. I gave you an approximate explanation of why we do it.
I said, why shouldn't he if it doesn't mean anything? If it doesn't mean anything, it's just because women will interpret it wrong. But then we know that it's not just women who interpret it that way. So if men will interpret it that way, then that's not what.
Yeah, I'm just giving an approximate explanation.
He's just giving a motive.
You're adding more to it.
Yeah, cheating is wrong regardless, men or women. He's just saying that like typically women will cheat more emotionally than men will. Like men will just because they want a piece of ass.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. You said, so should they cheat? I didn't say they should.
But it's wrong regardless.
I'm saying why shouldn't they based on your premises?
Because it's wrong.
Just because women will interpret it the wrong way is basically all you like.
No.
I think
we're
no.
saying
clarifying
both the physical and the emotional aspects of cheating are both terrible. That's why you shouldn't cheat.
But as women,
but men cheat for different reasons.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm saying if men knew, like a lot of men, if they knew that it wouldn't hurt their woman, they probably would cheat. So that's why, so to speak into your point, the fact that men want to take into consideration the way a woman might feel if he does it, because you just said if he cheats, that means he's being selfish. So a lot of guys who don't cheat, they take into consideration how that would break up their family or how they would make their woman feel.
Like for example, if a man was with a woman and he loves her, like he loves her, he'd put her over anything. He'd kill for her. right? But the woman tells the man, you know what? If you want to have a fling here and there, that's okay. He would probably take her up on it, and he would probably do it even if he loves her. A woman, on the other hand, physically is impossible, or almost impossible, for her to cheat like a man would, and just, you know, and still love her husband or her boyfriend. It's different. It's like we have a separation of ideologies, and men will cheat for a completely different reason. It's purely physical, because men will always want to have more options. Even if they love who they're with, they're always going to want more options. That's just how men are. It's in their DNA.
When we have sex, different hormones are released too. So when women have sex, our oxytocin happens, love happens, whereas men, I think it's like
vasopressin. Mm-hmm.
So it's like
it's just it just makes us territorial versus like actually getting like sex. Head over heels in love. Mm-hmm. Because we do release oxytocin during sex too in small quantities, but that's what postcoital narcolepsy is. So a lot of times when you have sex and you go to sleep, like he goes to sleep after you guys have sex, oxytocin in us makes us go to sleep.
What about hungry? What's that? Because I get that.
You burned calories?
Yeah, you burn calories. You got burn calories. You got to keep the metabolism.
You burn calories. That's about it.
Yeah.
Some cardio.
But does it make more sense? You see the distinction in what I'm saying? I was saying that the guys who don't cheat is because they consider their woman's feelings and what it would ultimately do. If they value their woman's,
do that too. It's temptation. Men and women face temptation, you know.
Yeah, he's not going against that though. He's just saying that the men that don't do it is because they are considering, whereas the men that do cheat are not considering.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Like when a woman's in love, her man is the only man she sees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When a man's in love, you know, he loves her, but
agreed with that.
She's not
the only one he sees. Like, you know, like you have to understand that as a woman, your man's gonna look. But what is he gonna do?
It's not true. Everyone will be tempted, but not everyone will just do it.
Mm-hmm. Everybody gets tempted. Even women, we get tempted.
What?
We're talking about cheaters specifically, like, or are you just saying all?
Yeah. No,
all people. I thought we were talking about men and women.
Yeah, we were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.